Hey everyone, I'm Dr. Trey Hodge. I'm joined here by Charles Tank Dixon. We're actually going to cover a variation of shoulder movements today with isolation work. We're covering 3 today. Charles actually is going to support himself against the bench, but he's going to have a casual lean a little bit further on the side. What this is allowing us to do is allowing us to stabilize the front part of that shoulder for us, okay? So that way we can really just isolate just using this rear delt. So it's going to help us control the movement down and a little bit as we come up, all right? Go ahead. So he's going to perform and really just focusing on just this area really being intact. And actually with him, if you notice his hand position too, is facing where thumb is facing inward, okay? And that really just kind of, for us, it just points out that rear delt. We're going to do a few movements on this one, and we're going to switch sides so you can get off, because this is unilateral, we want to stay both sides. All right, change sides. And like I said, he is leaning a little bit more towards the opposite side of the bench when he's doing that to stabilize that shoulder in place, okay? So he's going to stabilize right here, position that shoulder there. Again, the rear delt movement, squeezing up, good. A lot of times just because the delt itself has got 3 different heads and it's just a very awkward range, and a lot of times people incorporate their traps a lot of times when doing like any type of shoulder movement. Even when it comes to even like doing a side lateral, people and pretty much will use traps or even most of their back to do it. So this is like always a tough one for most people. Next exercise we're actually going to perform, we're going to use both sides now. Still going to isolate the rear delts in this one, still using the incline supported bench on this. Palms facing each other first, and we're going to perform 10 reps, okay? Focusing still on squeezing with the rear delts coming up. Then we're going to go into a superset where we're going to have pretty much palms facing him, so towards him, and then do the same thing for 10 reps, okay? Go ahead. Still focus on squeezing. And these are actually going to hit a little bit of a different angle too. So with palms facing each other and palms facing him, it's going to be a lot different feel for both. 10 go with them. These are 3 go. Perfect. All right, hit 10, then switch it up. All right, back up. And this movement is going to be a little bit tougher because it is the end of a superset, but we're still focusing on squeezing those rear delts. The incline just gives it, because really the rear delt stuff with that motion and stuff and that angle, that's where really the rear delts actually are working the most. All right, now it's time for our 3rd exercise of this different movement. We're still going to stick with the incline bench supported. Charles is ready for this one too. So we're going to go back to going one side at a time. This is a very, very tough one to do for a lot of people just because you have to decrease the weight, okay? So go ahead and get set up. I'm going to have Charles position himself on his side on this one, okay? Like I said, we're still at an incline, still at the same angle, all right? He's going to keep pretty much his thumb facing the floor as he comes up. So imagine like pouring like a Coke bottle out. It's going to be that same type of motion, okay? So we're going to braise it up. Go ahead. Still just focusing on that rear delt. And we're just hitting it, or we're almost hitting parallel to the floor. So when he comes up, it's about right there is where he's hitting it parallel to the floor with his elbow, okay? Still focusing on getting that rear delt involved. Like I said, this is not an easy move. It's a lot tougher, but it definitely isolates that rear delt a lot more. Okay, give me a few more, Charles. Give me one more, we'll change size.
Yeah.
And this movement actually, and he'll tell you, probably the heaviest we've ever been on this movement for him is 25 pounds. So pretty much wherever you do, you might as well say for usually typical shoulder movements, you probably have to at least put at least half of it down. And I would even recommend even starting off as low as a 5 pound just to make sure you feel good, supported with it. Because the thing is too, yeah, we're on our side, so it's a different type of angle, different movement. We are covering a higher range too now with this, okay? So it's a longer range we're covering with the shoulder itself. All right, guys, so that's the 3rd exercise and the final one for our shoulders. Like I said, we cover all movements for rear delt movement space. We use the incline supported bench just because this is usually the best angle for it. Also for us, it's just easier to isolate this way.